eastern portion of the island.
Otherwise, you'll get the back of my head.
And then a second question, just so the community knows that we will be moving Rab meetings to another location sometime next year.
Yes, so what Becky is alluding to is this Casa de la Vista, this building where we've been meeting for so many years, right, is going to be demolished as part of the redevelopment program. Not quite sure when that is. Thank you for bringing that up, Becky. The next Rab meeting is February, and it will be here. I'm working with Bob Beck. Mr. Beck is reasonably confident that also in April we can come back.
I believe we'll be able to come back.
Okay. And so that would leave our next Rab meeting being in June. And then the June Rab meeting, I will be working with him very closely to find a meeting place that's amenable to everybody for future Rab meetings. But you're right, that's a sign of the times. We will be moving the Rab location probably starting in June of 2016. Okay? Thank you for bringing that up. I mentioned that. Okay, so now we'll move to the community members who have questions. Oh, I'm sorry, yes, Ms. Smith.
On the 13 sites that are closed, we don't get, or I don't get groundwater monitoring reports, but aren't you monitoring those to some extent to ensure that you're not having a relapse or a rebound or changes in the groundwater status, or you have just removed all the, because we don't get the update on well destruction and well removal except for site 12. So I don't know if you've demobilized wells or not, and whether or not you are doing limited sampling at these sites to ensure that, because some of them closed rather recently and you could have something come up.
Great question. We now have one report to rule any groundwater monitoring that we're doing. It will come out annually. So sites 6, 12, 24, and 21. That's the universal groundwater monitoring for Treasure Island.
So what about the 13 closed sites?
They do not require any further groundwater monitoring.
Oh, okay.
However, we have land use control RDs where we do follow-up monitoring for other sites, such as site 27 and site 21.
Correct, but there's no groundwater issues at those particular sites.
Right.
But I will mention, you bring up an excellent point regarding monitoring wells. We are going to do another phase of well demolition for wells that we don't use, and we will also be creating a well, what we call well atlas or well map. So you will be able to take a look at any well that we have on Treasure Island and River Boyne Island, if there aren't really that many. And then correspond that to the groundwater monitoring program. And we'll, just so we don't have rolling wells out there that, we transfer property, or what is advised there, we'll have a complete control over what's there, and it'll be clear to everyone else as well.
And this groundwater well atlas, I always like that when you talk about that. The person in charge of that project is Mukesh Mehta. There you go. It's like groundwater. It's like groundwater guru. Okay.
Okay, and then I, as you know, am extraordinarily interested in YF3 and feel that the RAB has not been adequately informed of what's going on between you and the Water Board in particular because of the focus on Site 12. So I do hope that there is a possibility for in-depth review of what caused the problem that has been looked at, what you think the outcome will be, but not necessarily what the Water Board thinks the outcome will be. And then if you could go back to that slide, which is 20, I would like it, because we haven't been able to discuss this, I don't understand, is that black line indicating a plume, a petroleum plume from that petroleum storage tank that was up above? Yeah. What is that? It's very large up near the causeway. That goes up to the causeway. That's where that underground storage tank was. It got closed in place and filled with concrete because they couldn't get it out. It's very wide up there, and it thins down and peters out. It looks to me like a plume. Why is that there? What does that mean?
This isn't a good representation of what we think is there. So we have other maps that probably better look at it from the top. I think this is This is just a sort of hillside
Right.
contour. It actually.
Yeah, Mukesh, can you,
Yeah, that's the hillside, which is pretty steep on the right-hand side, and that's
I'll
basically what that
apologize
is.
for that.
But the black versus the green, that is indicating a different, there's different characteristics. You don't just decide, oh, I think I'll do a green layer, and then I think I'll do a black
It's just artist's conception of the hillside. It actually doesn't show any real footprint of contamination. so.
Okay, it's deceptive as it is.
Yeah.
It is, it just, yeah, conceptual site models
Very much.
sometimes can be too simple.
That's
This
right.
is just tank, hillside, intertidal, interval, and the pier.
yeah.
Very simple.
Is that all you meant by that, Mukesh?
Right, exactly, and we'll get a better representation for you in the next presentation.
Then I think it should be made clear to these folk that you have given them a cartoon. You have not given them a true site representation. I always make it very clear to my engineers that they're getting just a cartoon. They're just getting a conception, an attempt to graphically show something that I don't know what it means myself.
Right, right.
The attempt here was merely to show what used to be there, the structure, and that there's an intertidal interval. So basically what this what this conceptual cartoon, if you want to call it, that's fine to call it
That is what
that.
it's called.
Well, that's fine. Right, I don't disagree. It's basically to show you about where the tank was, about where the hillside is, and about where the bay is. That's basically what it wants to show you.
But you could do that without that black band.
Okay.
Correct, I agree.
And
Conceptual
that
site
black
models.
band- That
That's fine.
black band tends to make it look like there is a distinction between the top layer, the greenish layer, which could be Pleistocene landslide material because that is over there.
Okay.
And the other is the Franciscan Formation, or it is a petroleum plume. And we're
Yes.
talking about petroleum, and we're saying that we're not sure where it came from. And so it's kind of a bad choice of imagery.
Excellent point. Conceptual site models can be confusing at times, so we will clarify that in future presentations.
All right.